Uh, on my right, we have Professor Keshava. From the point of view of this particular panel discussion, let me introduce Keshava. Why he is relevant for this particular discussion today. Basically, he is an economist, a socially oriented economist who has lot of aspiration towards the youngsters and also the overall not only economic development, so overall inclusive development of the country. That's his area of interest. You can find him after every budget, whether it is state or national, you can find him on most of the channels for next 1 month. I think today also we may have to go some channel to debate on the budget. And on the same time, he is professor of economics in Bangalore University. He knows the entire education spectrum, worked in NEP, and interestingly, he was member and headed many government committees also. So the policy, private sector, government sector, public university, education, and then the economy. That's the reason Professor Keshava sir is here today.
Indeed, very happy to be part of it. Within 8 minutes, I tried to summarize, what exactly is in my mind when Gaurisha sir called me for this panel discussion. In case if India had to become Viksit Bharat, then the definition by World Bank is it should have 14,000 US dollars as a per capita income by 2047. So at present we have $2,600. So from 2000 to 14,000 US dollars. So World Bank has already warned India may be within that middle income trap. You may fall it in the middle income trap. With these lines, in this present era where the uncertainty is the only certainty, India this year, this financial year, had the growth rate of 6.4%, but we are expected to grow at 8+% in another 22 years. In case if we want to grow at 8+% for another 22 years, then the women labor force should grow synonymously, probably by 2047 it should be 70%. Labor force should be 70%. Right now it is around 32 or 33. Without intervention it will be 45 by 2047. So in case if we really want to become Viksit Bharat by that time, then education should be the foundation. Undoubtedly, yes, Madam also has told about it. So education equips ethics and values, right, definitely which we lack. It also gives us the critical thinking. It also helps us in problem solving. All this, all of us know. It also helps us to learn the advanced skills, including the AI, data analytics, whatsoever, all those things that which is required for us to get employment, also to enhance our productivity. But here the crucial thing is education will provide, why education is crucial? Because education provides you positive externalities. Education provides you positive externalities, and that is the reason that why education becomes very crucial for us. And another important thing is education as a merit good also helps the individual to enhance his productivity, standard of living, and thereby the economic growth of the country. So overall education will be the foundation stone, cornerstone, call it anything, it is the most thing. In case if India really want to attain developed status by 2047, then we should concentrate on education more. And moreover, India is enjoying the demographic dividend, which will be enjoying till 2055. So if India has to reap the benefits, when Japan enjoyed the demographic dividend, it grew by 2 digits because, it gave a lot of importance to education. Education also leads to empowerment of all the Indians. We call it as an inclusive growth, sabka saath, sabka vikas. That will happen only with education. And even the 5 Pancha Pran, which Modi ji spoke in the 75th year of India's independence, even that can be attained only through education. I will say 1 or 2. Taking pride in our legacy, which Madam was highlighting, or removing any trace of colonial mindset, still which we are hanging on, and a resolve of developed India, our strength of unity, fulfilling the duties of the civilized society, that's our country. So all this can happen only, the Pancha Pran will be realized only in case if this education is given the due importance. In case if it doesn't happen, then India will never become Viksit Bharat. Let me be clear on that. And, for many years, central government, state governments have done a lot of things. I'm not saying they have not done enough. But only thing they, all these years the government tried to do is they concentrated on creating more literacy rates rather than the educated. So probably the problem today is we have more literacy rate, less educated in this country. So that is the crucial issue. So even in this budget, for Bade Bharat, there a good amount of money has been released and good amount of schemes government has done. I will not read out all that, including Nali Kali of Karnataka has been praised in the economic survey as one of the good initiatives. And RTE, Sarva Shikshan Abhiyan, all these things are doing really good. But, in the reality, when we speak of the tech-enabled learning, when we speak of the digital learning programs, all fine, India, we will be really happy to understand all this and say, when I read them, I'll be really happy. But when you go to the ground and see, then, things will be altogether definitely changed. The employability as envisaged in the economic survey of last year, it is 48.5%. The statistic, among the educated, I'm speaking. So Statistica also comes out with the same data, and many research surveys on this also has come out with the same data. Probably many of you must have read the recent Infosys laid out that 700 freshers, who couldn't complete their 3 assignments. So all this which Infosys took were the cream on the campus interview. What type of education are we really imparting? In case if we keep on giving this type of education, then will we be able to attain the Viksit Bharat is what always, brooms in my mind. Generally, when we speak of the NAP has everything that which is required for India to make it Viksit. But are we really, on the ground doing that, what the policy requires? Immediate question is who is failing? Who is failing education? Probably teachers like me, and if at all if the students are here, students both are equally responsible. And in case, the society, the ambit, everything also matters. When we speak of the education as a foundation stone for all the development process, let me also try to highlight few things, which I have seen and witnessed, which I have experienced in my life. The recent S.R. report last week, which has been released, kindly go through that report. It is saying 76.6% of the class 3rd students are unable to read a simple regional language textbooks. And 66.3% of the students in 3rd standard, 70% of the class 5 students are unable to read the 5th standard are unable to do a simple arithmetic problems. So it's almost like a clear divide. In one small group who are very highly talented students are also there, but the another huge chunk, who doesn't know what they are learning are also with us. I have seen the students who come from northern part of the state doing further PhD in my university under my guidance itself. Whenever I ask them, write one page independently on whatever topic you wish. Write on your own district, no problem, but write one page. But, you give them 1 hour also, they'll be unable to write even one line. So this is the fact. And, what type of research are we producing? And NAP speaks of, experiential learning, hands-on learning. As a teacher, are we trained? When NAP was introduced, all of us were asked to do prepare the syllabus. A state committee was done. Teachers were not trained. Teachers were never trained with the experiential learning, and those who never trained nor never thought using the model of the experiential learning, framed the syllabus. And these kinds of things, that will definitely lead to the disaster. And moreover, when, we, with lot of ambition, introduced internship among the graduation. But finally, that also has ended up like the project work of the post-graduation department. For the post-graduate department, we introduced, earlier I used to listen to this. All the, in front of the many engineering colleges, maybe exception will be the RV college where my sir is sitting. There are many good number of colleges in this country where in front of, around the engineering colleges, there will be a good number of Xerox centers, which will be preparing the projects for them. You tell them the topic, he will be giving you the ready handmade project for you. And the same thing has happened even for the postgraduate projects also, ready with the things. somebody will be writing on Bangalore, Control F, make it Kolar and give it off. So these kinds of things is happening, and Murali sir also knows it better. Even Kolar also is not exception for this. So all these things, because I'm also from the same place, and you know, how can we make this system fail, right? How is that we are cleverly making the system fail? You know, we are failing ourselves, we are failing India. And you know, if this continues, then, you know, there is no other go. And, you know, government is also spending crores of rupees, billions of rupees on teachers to train them. And you organize any of the faculty development program, you know, many of them come for the certificates. I'm not saying all of them, but many of them. Let us introspect ourselves. We definitely registration, how many? 250 registrations. How many are present? 40. And 250, all certificates also will go to them. So any seminar, conferences will be like this. And in case if this, all the things will be there, then it will be really difficult for us to attain Viksit Bharat. That doesn't mean that I'm pessimist. You know, I'm optimist. And for which, you know, even Government of India recognized me last year with the President National Best Teachers Award. You know, the thing is, you know, I'm really optimistic. Only thing is, all of us should join hands. Both the students and teachers should join hands in this. All of us should, with the commitment, right? With the teachers, with their integrity, should plan. And in case, if we don't join together, then we will be doing an Himalayan blunder where we cannot correct ourselves. This is the great time, right? When the government, Modi ji spoke of Amrut Kal, he also spoke of Kartavya Kal. So Kartavya Kal is all about the teachers, students doing the role. Right, if all of us join hands, then definitely the role of education in Viksit Bharat will be there, and India will definitely become a developed country. Thank you.
You know, when we speak of Viksit Bharat, it's also economic development, social development, and overall development. It's a holistic development. And whenever we speak of Viksit Bharat, why economy will be focused more? Because all the majority of the definitions are in terms of economics. In case if you want to be a developed country, then you should have this much, 14,000 per capita income, per dollars. You know, all these things are there. So that is the reason that money tend to think, but you know, India's concept of Viksit Bharat is very holistic. It's very clearly telling inclusive Viksit Bharat, you know, including everybody. So that the fruits, when we speak of increase in the GDP also, it also means the same, that, you know, the fruits of the development will be with all persons, all the people in the country. So when each and everyone participate in the process of growth, and when each and everyone enjoys the fruits of the development, then only Viksit Bharat will happen. You know, when NAP was implemented in Bengaluru University, we were the first university to introduce the UG courses. You know, a good number of good papers were introduced. Even for the art students, we introduced artificial intelligence for social sciences, then data analytics. All these were compulsory papers for across arts or social science streams. You know what happened after 15 or 20 days after the beginning of the class? You know, I just went to a classroom and the artificial intelligence class was going on. Then I saw a teacher from the commerce department was teaching artificial intelligence, keeping a book with her. I did ask her, you know, who permitted you to teach this? You know, we had written a letter to concerned department and they in fact had sent her. So we don't have any clue. So if these kinds of things, you know, even a very good NEP policy can also be foiled. First thing is the rigorous training for the teachers who are willing to learn. Not for all the teachers, you know. Few of them, you know, I've always seen this. Many of them will say, no, I will be retiring in another 3 years, 4 years. All these years I have thought this, why should I change? Leave all of them. There are a good number of youngsters who are willing to learn and teach. Let them involve them. So when we give them rigorous training and test them before, you know, for every test, you know, for every administrative service, you have an exam in this country. But for the teaching, you have only this NET, SLET. I know how you can pass it. Even I was at JRF in my first attempt in 1995. But, you know, this is not the way you can see whether he's a good teacher or not. Whether he can deliver it properly to the students, whether he has the adaptability to learn and then teach to the students, because each student is different. If each student is different, when I have 80, in my class I have 80. In case if I don't understand their strength and weakness, keep on teaching them, it goes above their head. So those teachers should be trained And when we can do that, then things will change. Other than that, on the macro level, we keep on speaking, oh, this is a very good, you have all this chapter, you have inclusivity in this, you have a special scheme for the marginalized sections in this, for the women in this. Yes, I do agree, because good amount of time, energy of the experts have gone in it. But the same effort should have gone through in the implementation also. In case if we had done that, probably we would have had a, now we are speaking of the embedded, apparatus embedded programs in Karnataka. Again, it will also be of the similar sort, I tell you. And all these things, unless and until teacher will not have the integrity, and all those stakeholders will not have the integrity. Just because I am there as the head of that institution, I'll be trying to bring in my kith and kin or those whom I know as a teaching faculty over there. That, I've seen it in many places. Even in the private institutions, I've seen that. So all this should go. Education, we call it as a temple. By Hindu culture, we always, the Indian culture, whenever we speak of the education, we speak it as a temple of learning. But what is that we are doing with the temple of learning? Are we really, imparting the knowledge, the true knowledge which should be imparted? It's not only about the employment when I speak. My co-panelist Hemant was mentioning about this. You give them good knowledge, he will be successful elsewhere also. Need not be that is his education, maybe in economics, but he can utilize that and do something else also. Or he may have learned commerce and do something else also. Physics also do something. So this overall personality development, ability, patience, ethics, values, honesty, and ability to observe the new technology. So all these things should be embedded within this education. That is what it is all about. We are definitely thinking about the mass production. We are saying it's good. I am not saying it is bad. We are saying by 2035 we should be 35%, by 2050 we should be 50%. All is fine. But that 50%, 35% should be of a quality one. Only then it matters. Otherwise, will not make any difference, I tell you. Huge number of my own students, economic students are coming to the market. And many a times they will be, even if somebody is offering them 25,000 per month, they will be happy to go. To that extent, we should not prepare. And recently, I was reading about the railways advertisement, which they had called for the Group D post. So 25 lakh applications. Out of them, 246, the minimum standard, which was the minimum qualification was 10th standard. How many applied? 25 lakhs. 245 of them were PhD. And MTech, 8,000 people of MTech had applied. You can check it on your Google also, it is there. It will take you to the link. So these kinds, what does it reflect? One thing is, I am sure that my education will not lead me anywhere, or the education that which I have got is not of a quality. So why are we wasting the time of our youngsters, in case if we cannot give them the good education? So all of us, right, in this, all the stakeholders, I keep on telling it on various forums. So all the stakeholders should think very seriously. If I am a teacher, I should think, NEP speaks about lifelong learning. First, am I learning every day? If I am not learning every day, then I will not be teaching. Then I can, many a times, my teachers, I have been inspired by my teachers. I am inspired by M.K. Sridhar sir. At this age also, he keeps reading and speaks on something. So like this, we need teachers, who can always inspire us, navigate us, tell us, go in this direction, learn this, then you can lead your own life. He did not have to tell us that is your goal. But if it, tell us, this is the route that which you can go, I will be definitely successful. Probably we should think on those lines.
Yeah, I think.
Telling, without Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, there probably would have been no Vivekananda. Or without Vivekananda, we would not have had a Ramakrishna mission. We would not have known Ramakrishna also. So it both matters.
Yeah, that really makes sense, sir. Thank you.
No, I don't agree with you when you say, during those days technology was not there. We may not be aware of what they had. Probably they had much better technology during those days. Even nowadays, many researchers are telling, when they are carving so much within the caves, the cave temples, the amount of technology they have used, we are not aware of it. Probably we will come to know little later. Technology was there and it will be there. Only thing is, either it is a AI-enabled robot which is teaching, it should complement the teachers. If it complements teachers as well as teaching, it is good. In case you can never replace the teachers, I strongly believe this, and I also practice this. In case if the teacher has that integrity, nobody can replace the teacher. And that's the reason I gave you the example of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa also. Even today we remember good teachers. Even our teachers also, in case from first standard to PhD, whoever has taught me, I remember one or two teachers who taught me well. So like that, good teachers are always there, and technology, nowadays, good things are coming. Only thing is it will complement our teaching, the visualization of the students, or to make them understand better. But again, who inspires them to learn all that? It's we.
Yeah, that's right. AI is there. I will tell the AI, I am I. So you are AI. That's so nanu nane. So we'll go to the next question.
And one more thing is, artificial intelligence is always artificial intelligence. Our intelligence is always better than artificial.
Sir.
Am I audible, sir?
6% of the GDP to be invested in education, that is what NEP is telling. And even the earlier education committees also said the same thing. But unfortunately, till now, we are unable to do it. Probably in the coming days, but it's increasing. When you see the data, earlier it was 2.5, now it is 3.8. So it will definitely increase. We have to give little more time for it. But only thing is, I don't agree with you when you say even in the private sector, the salaries are not high. Because recently I was asking one of the faculty of the Narayana and Chaitanya, I shouldn't name them, but till the teachers of the 11th and 12th standards are, few of them, I'm not saying all the teachers, who have the quality in them, they are demanding 26 lakhs per year, 36 lakhs per year, like this it is there. Even for the plus 11 and plus 12, if you have the quality in you, then you can definitely demand. Take for 2 or 3 months free also, no problem. Then you demand, definitely the management would give you. In case if you really have that quality in you. Definitely the funds will come there also, here also. Let us wait, hope for the good.
Teachers should become brands. Then I think definitely people.
Let all the stakeholders, including me and you, work together to see that India will become developed economy, use education as a major tool. Thank you.
Next, we have